All right, so thank you for joining me, all of you, and be ready to go. Feet on the mat, hip width apart, kinda hip width apart, straight down from your hips. Think about that plumb line going straight down, especially down the side. So we'll talk about that again. I bring this in every so often. This plumb line should be ears, middle of the shoulder, middle of the hips there, knee and ankle. So typical things to go out of line would be hips forwards like that, or perhaps hips backwards, knees a little bit bent. Bring the knees into line like that, and obviously shoulders forward would bring them out of line. Bringing them back brings them in line, tucking your chin, lengthening up the back of the neck, brings that in line. So just to let you know why I talk about some of these things that I do. Bend your knees slightly, tuck your bottom under, ribs down, chest open, broaden out, and that pulls the shoulder back slightly, hence that bit. Tuck the chin and lengthen up through the back of the neck. Let's bring the arms up to here. Our usual is palms up. Let's have palms facing each other like so, just because it's a little bit different. It gives a very slightly different stretch. Taking the hands out to the side like that. The only thing about wearing extra layers like this is you feel all restricted. I'm sure I'll get used to it. Good. Welcome everyone that's joining, of course. It's a slow Friday, clearly, isn't it? Good, and then with your hands out to the side, push out now and back in with those palms facing forwards. It may feel just a little bit different to how it usually does. Pull those elbows in, pull them together. Good. Imagine these flexible 5-year-olds that can pull their shoulder blades together at the back like that. Good. And then hands out and come up and down like that. Try to keep your shoulders down as you do it. So you've got to keep those shoulders down as you bring the arms up and back down again. Good, and try to draw as big a semicircle as you can with the fingertips. Good. Let's bring the hands together at the front and back out again. That's like one big, strange, silent clap. Good. The shoulders start to feel tired, but that's good tired. It's all endurance of those little muscles around the shoulder, and they will help you with your posture. They will be really handy. Good. Nice, but I will allow you to bring those down, and then you get that little afterburn. Roll your shoulders a little bit just to ease those off slightly. With your hands on your hips, I want to do some just little squats. Good, a little squat and come back up. So they are purposefully small, like that. Sitting back towards your heels. Just to check. Bend and straighten. Good. All right, and as we have been, I would like us to take the weight over to our left leg. Pick up the right in front, get your balance to start with, and let's try and do our little squats just on that leg with a nice strong other leg up in front like that. Good, be aware that you want to keep your shoulders level, hips level, that knee pushes slightly forwards and backwards, and it keeps in line. You try not to have the knee dropping in. That's the typical problem. Lovely. Bring the other leg down. Nice deep breath before you go for the other side. Pick up in front and off we go again. Try not to lean. The temptation is to lean to the standing leg, lean towards that side. Keep upright, keep the hips level. Those hands will keep your hips in check there. I tend to place them like this, as if I'm measuring the hip level. Good. Okay, bend both knees, so a little dip, point your right toe out in front, and I would like us to draw a half of a semicircle there with that toe, keeping the hips level. Draw in through your tummy, strong through that standing leg, just slightly bent. Morning, Neil. Good. 3, 2, 1. Good. Come back up. So remember that standing knee was a little bit bent if you had straightened it up. Let's bend both knees to start off, just that little dip. Stretch out the other leg in front of you, toes pointed, side and front. I will turn you all into ballerinas. Little do you know you're on a reality show. We need the arms. Yeah. Like one of those choir programs. Fantastic, come back in. Lovely. Okay, let's step our feet wide like that. And I want a shift of the hips to the side and back up. And then over to the other side and back up. Draw in through here, keeping yourself tall. Good. And you should feel all sorts of stretches around those hip joints as we do this. Take some nice breaths while you're here. It's an easy exercise to do. Together, knees pushed backwards like that, rotate and to the front, really mindfully remembering you're rotating around your chest, the hips stay pointing forwards, draw in through your tummy, great, try and get a nice stretch around through the shoulder and through your chest. Stay down, hands back to here again. Lift one heel at a time. Lift and down, lift and down. The first few are sometimes a bit hasty because you're just finding your position, and then be meaningful with it. Lift and down, lift and down. Good. Good. Again, always some nice deep breaths, trying to get the breath into the lower outer lungs here. Good, and while we're at it, let's sink further down and elbows on your knees. Your legs will feel a bit tired and it's quite hard to hold this poised position, but if you use your elbows to push outwards there, you can get a nice stretch, but also you're working around the back, around the glutes. Oh, good, come back up. Oh, that's enough of that, isn't it? Bring the legs in, walk them in. Turn and face sideways on your mat. You don't have to be, it just feels right to do it along the length of the mat, to be honest. I would like those hands on the hips, and we're going to do our RDLs, Romanian deadlift. And when we're not lifting anything, it doesn't feel like a deadlift, of course, does it? But that's the action. So standing on the right leg, sliding that left leg back and allowing your body to come forwards, and then pull yourself back up. All of the action going on is down the back of that standing leg. And they can be as small as you like to control them, or they can be larger if you know you can trust your body to do such a big movement. Obviously I can't today. Good. Squeezing your glute on the other leg that's sliding backwards. Just a couple more. Beautiful. And then to the other side. Good. Sliding this one back. Up tall, drop the shoulders. 2, 3 nice controlled movements. Let's do 2 more. Lovely. Okay, so both feet on the mat, again hip width apart, pulling up onto your toes and back down. Your knees can be a little bit soft, or they can be straight. You know, it doesn't matter too much on this one. See what it feels like. Good. Drawing up onto the toes. You have to work out where your weight goes. It has to go slightly forwards to pull up onto your toes. But think about the rest of your body. Drawing in, tucking under, chest open, chin tucked. Calves are so important. So many people get plantar fasciitis, Achilles tendon problems, calf pulls and tears. And you know what? If you keep them strong, you can really stave off these injuries. Good. 2 more. Very nice. Give the legs a shake. So I don't know about you, but my legs are all feeling kind of quite warm and like they've been worked a little bit there. So that's how it's nice to go into the next section of the workout. Onto the end of the mat. Take a nice breath in, ideally through your nose, out through your mouth, and curl your way down. Good. Let those arms hang, head hang. Bend one knee. Stay there with that one knee bent and other knee straight. Pushing that leg straight, feeling the stretch down through the back of it. Swap sides and push the other leg straight. Good. Come down and sit on the heels. And push your heels down towards the floor. This is a different kind of calf stretch. And actually, because we just did some calf exercises, you'll be aware around your calves. And so trying to take your weight a little bit backwards and push your heels down to the floor, you'll feel a really internal stretch through the calf, which is quite a nice thing to do, some might say. Onto your hands and knees there. And immediately just start yourself rocking forwards and back. Good. Keep breathing nice and relaxed. Draw those shoulders down away from your ears. Tuck your chin, lengthen up through the back of the neck. Let's do some pelvic tilts. Arching the back and scooping and tucking under. Good. Couple more. Lovely. Okay, so let's stretch the right leg out behind. Lift, down, bend, down. So the toes tap the floor each time. Straight leg lift and bend. Lift and bend. Good. Keep going. Last one. Brilliant. Coming in. Other leg. Stretch out. Lift, down, bend, down. Good. Oh, losing my way. Gosh, it feels so much less natural on this side. I want to keep drawing my knee in. So it shows that you not only have a stronger side as far as the muscle strength is concerned, but that must be also the case as far as coordination is concerned. But the two go hand in hand. Last one. Gosh, I will admit that one felt quite difficult. Sit back. And then over and forwards. Good, sit back. And forward. And just notice I'm not sitting all the way back through my heels. I'm getting more of a shoulder stretch there as I drop my shoulders down to the floor. Ribs are on my knees. Nice. Okay, let's spin around to sitting. Good. Heels planted into the floor. Arms out straight in front of you. Good. Curl back and bring the arms open as you come up, opening out the chest as you come up. Back and up. I like to say back and up because it's not back and forwards at all. And I do want you to think about drawing upwards as you come out of it. At the wrong time, and I do try not to talk while the train is there, so stop there. And I always want to finish the exercise just at that point, so I have to keep going through. Stretching forwards there, grabbing hold of your toes if you can. Please don't worry if you don't feel like you can. Just take the hands as far as you can down the side. Down the side, down the front. Good, good. Bending up through the right knee, still both arms in front. I want you to curl back, stay there, open and together. Open and together with that right knee bent, other leg straight. Lovely. Coming back up. And then sometimes it's quite nice to hold on to that leg just as you straighten it out, and then hold on to the other leg as you bring it up. It just sort of protects your back and that kind of thing. Helps you out as well if you've got tight hamstrings. Arms out in front, curl back, scoop in, off we go. Not so flexible on this side. Two more. Great work. Bring your legs forwards and just hang forwards there. Good. Lovely. Coming down onto your backs. There. Okay. Positioning. Tuck through your chin. Broaden and open out through your chest. Feet hip width apart, ribs feel like you can sink them down a little bit. Tighten through your pelvic floor, therefore tightening and scooping across that lower tummy for your deep abdominals, your core, and lift and lower each leg. I want you to concentrate again today on when you place the leg down, push down gently into it before the other one lifts up, pushing down into it. This engages the rest of this leg that's on the floor. And you have to remember that's what Pilates is all about, is the leg that's on the floor is the important one. It's so rare that the one in the air is the one that you're doing the work with. It just happens to be the one that you're lifting in order to have to cope with that movement. Good. Lovely, taking one knee sideways and come back up. And then the other knee sideways and back up. Good, making sure your breathing is nice and relaxed. Good, you've got this nice work going on through your deep tummy. Everything else is fairly relaxed, but the deep muscles are working. It's hard to feel that they're working. As time goes on, you kind of get a sense that something's going on in there, but at this moment. You have to just believe that it's working if your hips are staying nice and level. If you can comfortably move that leg out to the side without it shaking too much. And if you've got your back in the right position and you don't feel tense in any area around here, then you know you've got your deep ones working. Slide the leg out, push away and come back in. Slide the other leg out, pushing away and come back in. You can be in a little crunch on these ones if you want to. I always find they're quite nice to be in a crunch. You can then be aware of whether your leg is going straight. Good. Let's come down with the head, and I want you to come all the way up as high as you can with that leg and back down again. Point the toes, bring the leg up, lead down with the heel. Try and have a straight leg though. 4, 5. This is where the standing leg is going, the moving leg is going to do a little bit more work. Cool. Bring that leg down, push down into it gently, push the other leg out and off we go. Point and flex. Gosh, that felt like a lot. 10 on each side there. So brilliant. Bring your feet in closer towards your bottom, and in fact come up onto the toes, because I do like those ones. Tucking under, curling up and curl back down again. Good. Scoop in through your tummy before you go, and then drawing your way back up and curl down. Good. Keep going. Good, and one more. Brilliant. Okay, both feet down on the floor, knees and toes together. Roll over to the right and pull back up. Rolling over to the left. Good. Keeping those ribs still. Hands on the ribs, elbows out to the side. You get a nice rotation of your spine. Trying to breathe as you go. If you need more structured breathing, you can breathe in as the knees are up, breathe out as the legs go to the side. Good. Lovely. Okay, right leg up. Left leg to join it, right down, left down. Try not to have your head off the floor, that was me just checking. And again, right up, right down, left down. Draw in through the tummy. Tuck the chin, lengthen the back of the neck, broaden your chest. Just see how that feels and how that adjusts how you end up doing the exercise. Great, swap legs. Brilliant, give those legs a little shake and let's put our hands behind our heads. Elbows nice and wide, crunching and down, maintaining that arch, in fact pushing into the little arch of the back as you crunch. Imagine there's a little butterfly underneath your spine or a grape that you're not squashing. Good, really push into the crunch, even with that little arch in the back. Lovely. Cross over that right leg, and we're doing these cross crunches again. There. 2, 3, 4, 5. Lovely. Other side. Crossing over. Brilliant. Might finally be ready to take a layer off now. Sun's coming out a little bit, that's why. Great. So, legs back up to tabletop. I would like us to do tap, tap, out, out, away, away. Okay? So let's go. Tap, tap, out, out, push away, keep going. Don't know how many we're going to do. I'm going to see how we feel. I can only see how I feel anyway. Tap. And be assured, I've just taught a hip class, so my legs are not feeling so fresh. Great. Away. I'm thinking one more. Side, side. Push out. And push out. Oh, bring your knees in. Brilliant. Waggle your feet. One up, one down. One up, one down. Hands behind your head, legs up to tabletop, rotate and in. If you find these particularly hard, this is the intensive abdominal bit. You can do one bit or the other, so you can just do the legs or you can just do the arms there. 3, 2, 1. Brilliant. Bring your knees in. Lovely. So I'd like you to turn onto your side, and in the meantime I'm going to go and grab a clock and bring it out here because I've lost my watch, which means I don't want to run over for you guys. Terrible. Look, I've got to actually take the clock off the wall to then place in front of me because that's the only way. You'd think I'd have a spare watch in the household, but I don't seem to be able to get one. Anyway, so we're on our side. Sorry about that. Gives you a chance to get your breath back at least. Tuck your bottom hip back. Scoop and tuck your bottom under. Push up out of that shoulder. Brilliant. And then we're lifting the knee. Just up and down, but be extremely mindful about it. Push away and lift with that leg. Drawing in here, shoulders down away from your ears, trying to lift that knee as high as it will go. And that doesn't mean then allowing everything to drop backwards. You push it up and you should get it to a nice stop position. And you know what? That's where we get a lot of the benefit from Pilates, is pushing into that stop position there. Which is why I'm going to get you to pulse there. Of course I am. Okay, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 2, 1. Come down. I tell you what, these ones have been making me ache when I've been teaching them lift again, so they're obviously needed. 4, 3, 2, 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. One more set. Coming up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. We're going to do one really horrible hold now for 10 seconds. Lift and hold. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, that's not fast. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. And down. Let's come flat to do our inner thigh. Top leg in front like that. That gives it a nice stretch after the work that we've just done. So this is a nice double exercise, and we will lift that bottom leg. Good. Then another 5. Lovely. Other side. Oh, gosh, it feels hard to turn over. That's when you know you've been doing a good workout. Oh, up on the elbow first, bottom hip back, bottom tucked under, push up out of the shoulder. Good. Scooping and tucking under. I think that's all, isn't it? Get yourself in position. Lift and down. Really working out where that end position is, where you get to the top. And we have to pulse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 2, 1. Good, and come back down. And again, stay at the top. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And come down. If you can hardly see my knee moving, it isn't hardly moving at all. So I think I'm weaker on this side. 10, 9, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then I'll hold. I'll try and get my seconds more correct this time. Lift. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down. Brilliant. So let's get that stretch through the top hip there. Bottom leg out, and off we go. 13, 14, 15. Good. I think that's what I did on the other side. Correct me if I'm wrong. Onto your front there. Pushing and arching the back and coming back down. Push up and back down. Typical treatment for lower back pain, called Mackenzie exercises. He was a really famous physio, Robin Mackenzie, who decided this was the right thing to do for pretty much all lower back pain. And it was the sort of thing that was really quite the rage when I qualified 20 years ago. People don't use it quite so much now. And that makes me feel old. Good. Last one. Good for arm strength though, to be honest. Brilliant. Bend your right knee there. Tucking your bottom under, settle yourself in a good position. Make a pillow with your forearm for the other head. For the other head. For your head. Swap sides. Bend in the knee. Head on your forearm. Keep the knees vaguely together and push away with the bent knee. Good. Let's do a few arms with the chin tucked, arms out to the side, bottom tucked under. Lift and down. 3. If your head feels awkward, have it just off the floor. Push forwards and back. It's lovely to run your hands along the grass. I'll tell you what, that sun's come out for me. It's lovely. It was a good decision to be out here. Lovely, and arms down by your sides. Shoulder lift, hands down, shoulders down. And the other reason for being outside is that beautiful purple tree. I do try to have it in shot as often as possible while it's blooming. just a window of blooming that it has, but it's beautiful at the moment. Arms up, circle outwards, and circle in. Great. Coming up onto the elbows, tucking your toes under. Let's come up into this kind of half plank, but just be aware your bottom is not up in the air like that. It's quite nicely down. Stretch out and hold. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down, and then the other side. Stretch out and hold. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Shuffle those knees in. Come up onto your hands. Stretch up and round with the right and push through. Last one, 5. Great. Other side. Strong through the standing arm, remember. 1, 2, 3, 4. Shoulder work, it's good to stretch off the neck. So if we bring the head over to the side, pulling over, dropping and straightening out through the other arm. Breathe. Lovely, and then the other way. Dropping through this arm. Lovely. Hook your hands together and push forwards, curling your back like this. And with your hands on the small of your back, push and open out the other way, pushing your chest open. Drop your shoulders at the same time. You can sit back on the heels and have a bit more of a restful child pose. Great, maybe take one leg through and settle down to stretch through the glute. However you want to do it. Good. Coming up, kneeling, 1 foot forwards. Stretch the front of the hip. Back to the hamstring there. Well, it's hamstring, lower back, sciatic nerve, everything down the back of the leg there. Great. Swapping sides. Tucking under, lunging slightly forwards. under, stretching your bottom up, pushing the shoulders back and down, maybe just walking the ankles like this to ease off any tensions. Wonderful. Hands to feet. Nice deep breath to sink down into that. Good work. Curling back up. Wonderful. So hopefully, as usual, keeping everything as different as possible. There are not a lot of differences and changes for each of those exercises, but I do try my best.